What's up, everybody? All right, we're doing something a little bit different today. Now, this little video, it's going to be really short and sweet. There is no assignment attached to this. Honestly, if you understand what I'm asking you to do on the post, you don't even need to watch this video. So this would just be if you're looking at the chapter 26, like section 1 and 2 book notes that you have to do, and you're like, I'm not quite sure what Taluki is asking me to do. I'm going to explain it and sum it up for you real quick. Essentially, I took some informational text, 2 sections out of our U.S. history textbook. We would have used that a little bit more this year. I'm not real heavy on textbook assignments, but I do break it out every now and then. In normal times, this year I haven't used it very much because everything's remote, so I've moved to just more lectures and that. Anyway, I probably should have done more informational text type assignments in work throughout the year. For quarter 4, I'm not going to throw tons of it at you, but every now and then I will do assignments similar to this. So get used to it. As far as just what I'm asking you to do. And you could probably expect that once a week, maybe once every other week, I'll do some sort of an assignment now where you're going to have to look at some informational text and then get some answers out of it. Now, this is just like notes, essentially, like watching one of my lecture videos, in that there is no grade directly attached to this post, and there's nothing that I'm asking you to submit to me. So you might be asking, well, why the heck am I going to do it then if there's no grade and it doesn't affect me? Well, I am releasing a quiz tomorrow, and the things that you need to track down out of the text, which I have that all highlighted on the Google Doc. So you'll just open up that Google Doc and it'll tell you the vocab you need to get. That's all the words in bold black. You'd want to have definitions for each of those. And then also on the Google Doc for each section, I ask a few key questions or points that you need to know. You would read through the text, find the answers to that, and then just in your own words, you'll jot down an answer in your notes. If you haven't been doing notes for this class, well, it's probably time to start. I think that is one of probably the most practical real life skill that I try to incorporate into my class because, hey, let's be honest, for most of you, when you go out into the real world after you graduate from Michigan Center, you're probably not going to need to recite facts about Teddy Roosevelt or World War II unless you become a history teacher. It makes you a more well-rounded person, but something that I think everybody can apply to almost all walks of life and even your personal life is just being organized and writing down key things and to-do lists and important points and facts and things like that would memory trigger. Again, your notes only have to work for you. So I don't care how thorough or complete your definitions are in your notes. Honestly, I won't really know if you don't even do it. That's up to you on that, but I highly encourage it, and you can expect that most of the things that I have covered on that Google Doc that you need to track down out of the text and find answers to, most of that stuff is going to be covered on the quiz coming up tomorrow. And then even after the quiz, don't throw your notes away. I would say hold on to them until the end of the semester because there will be exam questions coming off of that stuff too. So again, for section 1, section 2, you look at the Google Doc, see what you have to track down, put that stuff into your notes. I would just have line paper. It doesn't have to be super in-depth. Honestly, I think notes are better if you can keep them very concise and not be too wordy. When you write too much, it makes your notes less valuable because then when you try to track stuff down out of them later, you've got pages and pages of stuff written that you have a hard time tracking it down. The best way to do notes is to have a key heading, the section you're going, and then have a bullet point with the key term or whatever it is I'm looking for, and then a very concise definition of it, or just a few words. It doesn't even have to be a complete sentence. Just stuff that's a memory trigger and gives you kind of the essence of what you need to know. The quiz will be like all my other quizzes, where it is going to be multiple choice. A lot of that stuff will be covered in it, and the lectures like the Berlin Airlift and Division of Germany will be covered on it. Also, for this one, I'm running the quiz slightly different in that it's not going to release your answers and your the questions you got correct and got wrong right at the end at the time of submission. I'll release those later to you. So anyway, heads up on that. I'm hoping that'll kind of crack down on some of the cheating and answer sharing. So anyway, if you do have questions after watching this video and looking over the post, shoot me an email, give me a call, come on down and see me. I'm happy to go over it with you more. This really isn't a very difficult assignment. It takes a little bit of effort. You're going to have to read through a little bit, skim the text, and find the key points that I'm asking you to track down, and then be ready to answer them on the quiz. Okay, there you go.